Binance drama. Binance outflows hit 6 billion as Mazars halts proof of reserves work. So basically, this firm that had been doing audits, quote unquote audits, of all of the crypto firms has since stopped and withdrawn all of those audits. And let's explain that. So Michael Burry chimes in. This is the problem. In 2005, when I started using a new kind of credit default swap, our auditors were learning on the job. That's not a good thing. Same thing goes for FTX, Binance, etc. The audit is essentially meaningless. And that's what's going on here, guys. These proof of reserves are not true audits, right? When you get financials, say you're going to go buy a business and you want to get financials. What you want is you want a true audit done by a third party to actually audit the financials, not get the QuickBooks from the other business owner that tells you, hey, trust me, bro, here are the numbers. That's essentially what these proof of reserve audits have been from the crypto exchanges. They're providing the data to these groups, and this group Mazars is just working with those numbers. That's not an audit, and they'll never call it an audit either. They know they won't make themselves liable for that by calling it a legitimate audit. They'll call it a proof of reserves. They'll come up with different sorts of names. There's all sorts of different audits that aren't audits. Okay, a true audit is audited financials by a legitimate third-party group. And that's completely different from, and what did they just say from FTX? They were literally using QuickBooks, right? Which I have nothing against QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks, but right, for an exchange that's handling billions of dollars, you think they would be a little bit more sophisticated than that. But that's why, these proof of reserves don't matter. And I will say this. There is kind of a lot of extra FUD. Recently, you just saw that they were, criticizing CZ for his answers on the interview that he gave about being able to give 2.1 billion back. What that was addressing was the 2.1 billion that was invested by FTX, which is why CZ said, I'm going to let the lawyers handle it, because that's a bankruptcy filing that's going to be handled by the lawyers. That's not his clients withdrawing 2 billion. That's the FTX investors trying to claw back the funds from FTX that were 2.1 billion. So a lot of people got confused about that, but then a lot of people ran with that. Now, I'm not here to protect CZ. I'm not here to protect Binance or any of these other exchanges, but I just want to provide clarity and understanding for what we're looking at. These proof of reserves is not a true audit, right? And that 2.1 billion that they asked him to pay back, that's the clawback funds from FTX, which if we're going to claw it back from CZ, then we need to claw it back from what was it? What do we have here? The 40 million that went to the Democratic Party and the 37 million that went to the Republican Party. If we're going to claw back the money from CZ Binance, let's claw it back from the Democrats and the Republicans as well, right? I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.